Welcome back. Now, whether you've taken a hopper or you're acting the maggot, you're doing something someone outside the island or maybe even outside your county, they don't understand what that is.
Yeah, joining us now is a man who's collected all the Irish phrases and slang, learned the history behind them. It's comedian and author Colm O'Regan. Colm, you're very, very welcome.
Hello.
What's the crack? What's the story? Great to have you. What's going on? Gallivanting with words. How the Irish speak English. What was the inspiration behind this book?
There's a couple of inspirations. One is a thing that happens often to me if I'm abroad and I think I'm speaking English and then I say something and I can hear the phrase clank around the room as people look on in slight puzzlement. And it's not even just because I'm extra swearing, which we do more here than anywhere else, it would appear. Sometimes you'll be in polite company and say, yeah, I was giving out stink about that. And some continental will be saying, I'm sorry, was there a problem with your odour? You know, and you just realise, given out, ag tuairt amach in Irish, is just something that we've said, and you realise that it's a different type, it's a different dialect we speak here. And I love, because I've called it gallivanting with words, because I love the trip you take when you go look up a word and where that might take you.
You're basically modern-day Brian Friel, essentially, with translations. That's what you're doing here, in translations, what he was teaching us about how our language had been taken over by the English.
Yeah, a Timu Brian Friel.
That's what we're doing here. But it is, like, there was one thing, it was a Time magazine article that you saw that kind of made you go, what? Yeah,
because it was, and I can use it because Time magazine used this phrase. So the phrase said, has the pandemic, there's a headline, has the pandemic bollocksed up your sleep cycle? And when you see that, you're going, why are they sounding like a lad down the pub in Time magazine?
Yeah.
The most, properly American of magazines. They talk like Cary Grant. And they're using that word, because in America it means to mess up. It does here as well too, but it's less testicular there. And so at some point, the word, because I came from England, och at the end, ball, och, little ball. Och means small, so hillock is a small hill, just so you know. So we're doing science in case I don't think I'm swearing.
Love it.
So that crossed over and it meant to mess up. Came to Ireland, it just meant you're an awful and you're only a. And in Joyce, it's used. And so I love the way that word took two different directions, meant something slightly different and slightly the same.
Yeah.
And that's the gallivanting. And I was like, you see that word appearing there, and it's like meeting somebody at the presidential inauguration. I didn't know you were here at all. It's just, how did that end up? And words take journeys, and people bring them with them. And we have our words from Irish that found their way in, that we still say, or we say, I'm only after doing that. And,
And that comes from Gaeilge as well, doesn't it?
It does come, Tom Tresh, Shinna Yenov.
Yeah.
And, but also words that come over here hundreds of years ago, like mot, me mot, right?
Yeah.
That came from, you'll find that in thieves' dictionaries in Victorian times, in 1700s. It means a young girl. It comes from Holland 100 years before. So it doesn't mean Colleen Ma or any of that. It took a journey, which is as interesting as finding out it comes from Irish.
We seem to say a lot here without saying much, so I can imagine someone trying to learn by listening to a normal everyday conversation. Well, what's the crack? Ash, you know yourself. Go on, I'll let you go.
We saw an example of it earlier. You had a hurler of the year being interviewed, and a masterclass in, he did say some stuff, but a lot of it was,
and we all understood.
Yeah, sure, this is it. And sure, we won't be counting any chickens now at the end of the day. I love watching GA players try and give an interview without leaving anything that can be pinned up against the dressing room wall. They could have won by 13 goals and 44 points. That was an amazing victory. I we're lucky, in fairness, they're a young team, they'll be back again next year.
At the end of the day.
I was just lucky I found myself in space. Like, it's just... So there's a bit of that. It's as if we're still talking to the British Army man questioning us at the gap in the mountain. Was Captain Morris and his money he was counting. Musha ring them a do them a da. Sure, I don't know where the whiskey came from, And there's a bit of that always with us. And sure, even I'm not even answering any questions you've asked.
No, but it's absolutely
we're having a great conversation.
Yeah.
What was the research like for this book? Are there some counties that have a lot more of these kind of phrases than others?
Well, yeah, some counties will have books written about them. It's funny, like there's a website, irishslang.ie, and I was looking around all the words in that, But you kind of need to check a couple of places because that was words that were submitted by people and they might say, oh, that's only our word, but actually it came from everywhere. But I found a fella who set up the website and I said, where do these words come from? And he said, I just got them from people and sure, the website's owned by some lad in China now. So it's like, that website is a repository of information.
Yeah.
But it could disappear any second. So that's why I was trying to gather stuff. Other counties will have books written about them. I found the book, The Language of Kilkenny, which kind of sounds like the language out of Kilkenny. And it was slang used in Kilkenny maybe 100 years ago. A fellow was collating them. But you find lovely things in it. Like there's lots of words in Hiberno-English for like good hefty children, like a bolster. And we in Ireland, we praise children, big fat babies.
Yeah.
My mother used to say, oh, Colm, you were 9 pounds, 5 ounces, you were a fine puttoch. And it just doesn't that word sound like a fat baby?
It does. It does off the top.
And it's not body shaming, it's like, no, it's a good thing. A good fat baby is a good thing.
It's onomatopoeic, it really is. It tells you it's got meat in it.
So it's just that, you go on this kind of little journey around and you find, you look up a word. For example, what I love, but it happens all along, like it's still happening. Like limerick.
Yeah.
Limerick, a new word that's been coined over the last few years, I would say, is, we'd say God help us, right? And that's become condensed to...
Telpus.
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 And I've seen that happening almost in real life.
Does everyone not say telpus?
I've never heard that before in my life.
Alan's looking at me. And you don't say hopper. Taking a hopper. Everyone in the studio is looking at me going, it's when you take a fall.
Yeah.
So if you've taken a hopper, you've hopped off the ground.
We'd say it in Cork.
You do have it in Cork.
We do have it in Cork.
It's a Munster thing then,
It's a Munster thing, yeah. Well, there's more trip hazards in Munster. Snakier, more potholes.
So a lot of them
all
are
the money in Dublin, sure.
Yes, a lot of them are condensing things. In Donegal, we kind of add words to certain senses.
Oh, yes.
They don't need to be there. We would say hi at the end of most. What's the crack, hey?
Yeah.
Are you up to much today, hey?
Yeah, it's nice. You're just being friendly. And in Dublin, they'd add but at the end for no reason. I was there, but. There's no reason. It's just to let you know that I'm not getting carried away here, And it's almost reassurance. One of my favourite Donegal ones, I love Weil. He was Weil funny.
Yeah. It was Weil cracking the wee bar last night. Yeah. My local is actually called the Wee Bar.
The Wee Bar.
The Wee Bar, yeah.
You just said crack there.
Yeah.
The crack. Is that not... Now, are you going to upset everyone in the country?
I am going to say that the word crack, it's the Jack Charlton of Irish English in that it's English but has been adopted by us and has now got
possibly
a statue
the most Irish word. It's used everywhere.
But it comes from the north of England, where it means fun as well there. And it came over here, and we spelled it in an Irish way to make it our own, and then sent it back over.
Right.
It's a bit like stout.
We have done that.
We took stout from elsewhere and sent it back over, rebranded it.
No, well, we're taking that. They try and take all our actors. We're going to take that word.
If you think, wait till you hear about gobshite, that's not even an Irish word. That came from American Navy slang. So there.
You're robbing us of quite a bit today here.
What was it?
It means an enlisted man on a boat. It's an enlisted seaman on a boat.
It means something very different when we say it here.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be both. You could be in the Navy and a gobshite.
And how did we get that? We docked here?
Well, they might have, yeah. Like, I don't know the precise moment at which, look, maybe somebody said, what's the state here, man? He's just a gobshite. Like you don't know. You don't know how it transferred. But like that's the thing, words could have been in a moment. Tato, which we all know and love, is the pronunciation of the founder of Tato. His son couldn't say potato, called it Tato. That became Tato.
Tato's.
The brand around the world, which is now a word for crisps. Like Hoover is a word for vacuum cleaner.
It's a noun. Yeah, it's a noun. Like that's what's happened to it.
Sometimes that is just, like we could all be on the cusp of starting a new word and making fetch happen. That's what I love about it. It could be a moment in time or it could be gradual. And sometimes when you find where that word started, like shenanigans, could be, like there's two possible things because it started in the California gold fields. But it could mean Spanish chanadas as for trick, or there's a phrase in Irish, shenachum, I played the fox, and shenanigans, acting the fox.
I like that. We should bring back more words like tomfoolery and shenanigans.
Well, there isn't enough tomfoolery. Since health and safety came in, there's been far less
tomfoolery. Tomfoolery. My mouth is actually like, gallivanting with words. Yeah. This is something. I wonder if this would be good for Christmas, Colm.
Do you know what would be great for now? It'd be for fathers who are very difficult to buy for.
There you go. Don't get them the socks
this year. With words.
Fascinating. That is so lovely. That is the brand new book from Colm O'Regan, and his books are always so enjoyable. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for coming on.
Lovely to have you here.
You're
Thanks for coming on. Hey.
No act in the magazine.